What do you do when freezing cold? How do you get warm? It really is very, very cold today. We've had snow on the mountains. We've had a little bit of snow on the ground. And it's freezing. So a lot of people whinge, moan and complain about the cold. Have you noticed? Oh, it's so cold. Some people love the cold. Some people have ice baths and jump into ice cold rivers and lakes because they want to have the adrenaline rush, the endorphin rush of getting cold. And the really interesting thing is a lot of people, when it's cold, tend to get a little bit chubby because they can hide inside their clothes. And then summer comes along, or springtime, and you have to take your clothes off or get into more or less covering clothes. And then it's a race to the gym. And having managed health clubs around the world all of my life, the busiest time of the year is always either September, October, if you're in the southern hemisphere, the start of springtime, if you're anywhere in the world, and the beginning of the year. So New Year's resolutions, people go, oh, I've got to get into great shape because it's the new year, or I've got to put my summer clothes on and I've put on this chubbiness during the winter, so I now need to get rid of it. Well, interestingly, and this is just a personal thing, I've got to be really careful in the winter. I tend to get very lean, and as an old lady, you've got to be careful that you don't get too skinny in the face because it makes you look really old. That happens to me in winter because the thing that I do in winter to get warm is I exercise more. I do more high intense activity, more 10-second bursts of puffing. If I'm cold, the very first thing I do is I go punch the bag, skip rope, jump on the cross trainer, run up and down a hill, run through some soft sand to get warm. If I'm waiting for the kettle to boil, if I'm waiting for the washing machine to finish, if I'm waiting for anything and it's cold, I move. I had a really fun experience, and this happens to me on a regular basis, but if I'm out and about and I'm cold, I'll sprint on the spot, I'll do jump squats, I'll do push-ups on a somewhere. So just recently I was doing push-ups in the supermarket car park, and a lady thought that was very odd. Even though I've got high heel shoes on, I'll often sprint on the spot, and I'll do jump squats. That's just one of the things that I'm used to, wearing high heel shoes, and I don't want to be cold. So whenever I'm cold, I do high intense bursts of activity. Now I do that all of my life. In summer though, it's a little bit harder because it's hot. The beautiful thing though about 10-second bursts of activity, even when it's really hot, you don't even get that sweaty because it's only 10 seconds. But why do we use winter as an excuse to get a little bit chubby? And it seems to be an ongoing excuse, and because I've been in the exercise profession all of my life, that's over 45 years now. The start of spring and the start of the new year, people make these new decisions about, I've got to get rid of the chubbiness off my body, so I'm going to do some exercise. Well, here's a different headspace. What if you were healthy, fit and strong and lean all of your life for every season? And here's one of the goals that I really like this one. Why not have a body that can do anything whenever you want to go and do it? So if somebody says, let's go skiing, and even if you were living in a country where it was the middle of summer, someone said, let's go skiing, so we're going to fly to the other side of the world and go snow skiing, you could. You were fit enough and strong enough to do it. If it was the middle of winter and you had to take your warm coat off because somebody said, let's go to a tropical island for a holiday, your body would be ready to do that. You wouldn't have to think, oh, I've got to go on some kind of exercise program to get my body into bikini shape so that I can go and lie on a beach somewhere so I don't look ridiculous. How about have your body in shape all the time? Whatever shape suits you. So it might not be bikini. It might just be that you want to look good in your clothes. It might be an article of clothing that you want to be able to wear all year, every year, at any time. It might be a pretty dress that, regardless of where you are in the world, at whatever age you are, you could wear it. And that's one of the things that I always share. I do have a pair of trousers that I wear regularly, and I bought them when I was 18 years of age. And they're just a measurement of, make sure you fit into these trousers, Rowie, because you want to be lean and fit and strong and healthy for the rest of your life. So it's even getting colder now. I think you can feel the wind. The wind chill factor is probably lower than 0. There's snow on the mountain. It is freezing cold. And the very next thing I'm going to do after chatting with you is I'm going to jump on the cross trainer. I'm going to go as hard as I possibly can for 10 seconds. I'm going to get so puffed that I can hardly breathe. I'm going to be warm then, and then I'm going to go out in the garden. I've got another hour or so before it gets dark. And I also exercise in the garden work in the garden the same way. So I've got a pick and a rake. And it's freezing cold, but by the time I've finished in the garden, I'm really hot. I'm hot and sweaty because I rake as hard as I can for 10 seconds, get my breath back. Use my pick as hard as I can for 10 seconds, get my breath back. Push my wheelbarrow as hard as I can up a hill for 10 seconds full of rocks and sand and gravel, and then have a rest. I do high intense interval training when I'm working in the garden. Now, you don't, obviously I'm just sharing a personal thing. How I live my life doesn't matter to anybody, of course, except me. But it also means that I've got, when summertime comes, I'm always lean for summer because I stay lean in the winter because in the winter because I want to stay warm, I exercise even more. I want to live my life as a healthy, fit, strong human being for the rest of my life and be able to do all the things that I want to do, whether it's go to the beach or go to the snow or go to Las Vegas and stay up all night for 3 nights in a row because you're going to a concert or to some great nightclub, whatever it is that you want to do. Be fit and strong and healthy and live your life to the max, doing all the things that you want to do, not just for a season, not just because it's New Year and not just because the sun's going to be shining. How about be healthy, fit and strong all of your life so you can live your life to the max? What do you reckon? Super duper doo, how are you? I'm snuggled up in my coat, but not for long. I'm about to go and get puffed. Woo!